Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for January or whenever this video might find you. I'm just going to get us started off with a little bit of Palo Santo. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sacred Palo Santo. Thank you for raising our energy, raising our vibration, raising the energy of our environment as well as we drop into one another's energy. And Scorpio, welcome in. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jenny. I'm a shamanic healer. I'm a women's coach. I am a retreat host, and I love to do these videos here on YouTube. So I'm just going to get started with your primary energy for the month ahead. What is the primary energy for the Scorpio collective, please? Okay. Scorpio, I'm getting empath. And if you're watching this, I'm not surprised at all to receive this message. And maybe you're even a cross watcher. If you watch for the other major placements in your chart, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, or anywhere else that feels relevant to you, this card has come up with some of the other signs this month, maybe not necessarily in this position of your primary energy, but for some of the other cards, some of the other signs rather, it came up in the position of the challenge. It came up in the position of the blind spot, and it came up as a final message as well. So if you do watch for your other placements and you've heard this message more than once, I want to remind you that when Spirit gives us the same message over and over and over again, that's like a great big exclamation mark at the end of the reading. So that's a message for you to pay extra attention to. When the empath card comes up, it tells us that we could be confusing our energy with other people's energy. And when this card comes up, I'm telling you, energy hygiene has got to be at the high end of your priority list. What is energy hygiene? Energy hygiene is, to me, 3 steps. I teach this in my coaching programs. I teach this at my retreats. I teach this with all of my clients. Step number 1 is to cleanse your energy. And we can do that in lots of different ways. I like to use sage, agua de Florida. I like to use water, salt water, or very, very cold water, polar plunging, things like that. I like to use bells, drums, rattles, even visualization. Of course, there's lots of crystals that are cleansing as well. Selenite is a really good one to work with. And it doesn't matter what you use to cleanse your energy. The most important thing is that it's something that you resonate with, because your trust and your belief is going to help it be effective for you. If you have any sort of energy of resistance or speculation, then it'll work, but it'll work a lot better when you come into relationship with whatever tool it is that you're using to cleanse your energy. And then step number 2, step number 1, cleansing your energy, that will cleanse other people's energy off of you. So if you pick up other people's energy throughout your day, or from your environment, or from different items, you guys all know going into a thrift store, it feels heavy. There's so many different energies in there. You can just touch an item and you can feel the energy on it. Everything has energy, right? So cleansing your energy helps you to get rid of that energy from other people or other items or locations or environments. It helps you get that energy off of you. And then grounding your energy, step number 2, this can be as simple as going outside. And I know that it's winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, and yeah, it's chilly. Depending on where you live, it's more chilly than other places. And the weather might not be very nice. Some people are dealing with ice, some people are dealing with snow, lots of people are dealing with gray days, but all of our souls yearn to be outside. Mother Earth is like our great mother, right? And all children crave to be with their mothers. And we do have this intuitive craving to be outside. Why is that? It's because we are all craving to be with our mother. And even think about babies. Like when babies are having a fit, what do? We take them outside for a walk, or we put them in the bath, connecting with the elements, connecting with the earth, connecting with the water. It really helps the babies to calm down. And it does the same for us. We're just giant babies, you guys. So get outside. Another way you can ground your energy is just by closing your eyes, putting one hand on your heart, one hand on your solar plexus, on your belly, and just slowing down your breath, taking a few deep breaths that can ground you into the moment, ground you into your body, touching your feet, can be a really great way to ground yourself. Sometimes I like to take essential oils, preferably really grounding ones like Palo Santo oil or patchouli or something really grounding. And I'll put it on my thumb and I'll do a little bit of self-reflexology. I'm not a reflexologist, but you can just play with the different points on your feet and see which ones are calling your attention, which ones want some more. And that can be really grounding as well. We can also ground with visualization, visualizing roots going down out of our feet or out of our bum into the earth. And then my third step for energy hygiene is protecting your energy. If we can protect our energy, we can prevent ourselves from absorbing other people's energy. And how do we protect our energy? That's going to be different for each and every one of us. And what's most important is that your method of energy protection resonates with you. Because again, if it doesn't resonate with you, then it's just not going to be very effective. So for some people, you can pray for protection. You can do one or all of these things. The same with cleansing and grounding. It doesn't have to just be one. If there's multiple practices that you resonate with, then by all means use them. Some people put up like a cloak of protection, or they visualize like a ball or an orb of protection or a shield, or you can create some chi with your hands and you can create like a bird cage or a bubble or something around you. Some sort of protection, some sort of practice. You can use protective crystals and stones, protective essential oils, sprays, things like that, whatever resonates most with you. But if you're getting the empath card as your primary energy, this says you might be confusing other people's energy with your own this month. So energy hygiene is hugely important. Cleanse, ground, and protect your energy. What will be the biggest challenge for the Scorpio collective in the month ahead, please? The biggest challenge. And I like to look at the challenge position, and I like to look at the blind spots because that gives us some clarity. And with awareness, we can make different choices so that they don't have to affect us in a negative way. What is the biggest challenge for the Scorpio collective in the month ahead, please? And nobody likes toxic positivity anyway. So we've got two messages here. Okay. So judgment is showing up in the challenge position. This card says that it's so important to find compassion and tolerance and understanding for anyone who's projecting judgment towards you. Because when we project judgment out towards other people, what we're really doing is projecting our own insecurities onto those people. So if there's someone that you have been judging, then you're being asked to let go of that and to see it for what it is. When we're judging someone for being too much, maybe that's because we are afraid to speak our truth. When we're judging somebody for being too sexy, maybe that's because we have repressed our sensuality. When we're judging someone for being too masculine, maybe that's because we're afraid to stand in our power. So wherever you are judging someone else, this is asking you to take a look in the mirror and see what it is about yourself that needs to be healed. And this is also saying if someone is judging you, don't take it personally. It has nothing to do with you. They're just projecting their own insecurity. You are just a mirror for that person. That's it. That's all. Doesn't mean they can get away with being rude. Doesn't mean they can get away with being a jerk. Still have your boundaries. Still uphold your boundaries. In the challenge position, we're also getting limiting beliefs. So your beliefs around some sort of challenge this month, they're going to be called into question here. They're going to be challenged a little bit. Remember, most of our beliefs are not even our beliefs at all. They were taught to us, learned behavior, our family, our society, our community. And this is saying that it could be an opportunity for you to rewire your belief system, for you to see where your beliefs are limiting you, holding you back, keeping you stuck. And how might you be able to expand your beliefs in the month ahead? I think those are actually quite auspicious messages. They're coming up in the challenge position, but I think they're wonderful. If you find yourself judging someone else, then just take the responsibility for that and do the work. You're Scorpio. You can do the work. You go deep all the time. You're in a constant state of death and rebirth as a Scorpio. So I would expect that you would be looking at your own mirror when you find yourself in that type of behavior. I'm a Scorpio moon, so I feel it. And limiting beliefs. I mean, are we not here to evolve? I don't think it's a bad thing at all that that's in the challenge position, because I know, again, as a Scorpio, you're willing to do the work. Not everyone is, but you are. What is showing up for Scorpio in their blind spots this month, please? What is showing up for Scorpio in their blind spots in the month ahead? Hey, why do you keep getting two? Ooh, these ones are very stuck together. That's so strange. This is not a sticky deck at all. Look at this. They're super stuck together. They were meant to come out together for sure. So in your blind spot, Scorpio, we're getting spiritual teacher. So you're being guided to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. So there's something here about what it is you're going through that you're meant to share with others. As we teach, we learn. As we learn, we teach. And then you're also right along with it getting authentic self-expression. So this is in your blind spot. You might not even be aware that you're not being true to who you truly are. When you are true to who you really are, your life will change in the most amazing ways. Authenticity is one of those things. Like, I've got a lot of Virgo and a lot of Scorpio in my chart. Authenticity is like, I have no tolerance. If someone is inauthentic, I struggle with that so much. And like I said, judgment is just a projection of our own insecurity. Why do I get so triggered when people are inauthentic? Because I struggle to be as authentic as I truly want to be because of the fear of rejection. And that is, I can say that today, but it's taken a long time for me to look in that mirror and to dig in and to see why this is such a big trigger to me. If this is showing up in your blind spot, then that tells me, Scorpio, that there's still some work to be done here. And a lot of people are talking about how we're at the beginning of this number 1 year, the year of the horse, new opportunities, forward momentum. And yes, that is true. But we've also got to remember that Mother Earth, her new year, that doesn't actually start until the spring here in the Northern Hemisphere anyway. So if you are feeling in the month of January that there's still an opportunity for you to go deep, for you to release, for you to be doing some healing, take full advantage of that. Okay? Take full advantage of that, because what that's going to allow you to do is uncover these limiting beliefs so that you can push through them. It's going to allow you to realize where you're not being truly authentic so you can step into your role as a spiritual teacher. Yeah, there's definitely an opportunity here for healing this month. Now, Scorpio, I will pull a couple more cards here before I get into the extended reading. But if you're enjoying this so far, I'd be so grateful if you would hit that like button. You guys know how the algorithm works. The more people who like this video, the more people who comment. Let me know down below how this is hitting for you. The more people who share, if you know another Scorpio in your life, you could share this video with them. Then the more people who will see this video. That's how the algorithm works. And then if you're new to the channel and you are feeling into my energy, then I'd be so grateful if you would subscribe. It's a great way to support the channel for free. And if you'd like to support the channel in other ways, then you can definitely join me on the extended reading. I'll put the link to join the Sacred Self-Empowered Community membership below. And when you join the membership, not only do you get access to the extended reading, but we also meet at least twice a month on Zoom. In January, we're doing a full moon ceremony on the 3rd, a new moon ceremony on the 18th. And if you do sign up later than the 3rd, then you'll also catch the first call in February as well. So let's see what will help the Scorpio collective to align with our highest timeline in the month ahead, please. What will help Scorpio to align with our highest path, our highest purpose, our highest destiny, our highest timeline? Why do we look at how many double cards we got? We got double cards in challenge position. We got double cards in blind spot. And now we're getting double cards in, now we're getting double cards in what will help us to align with our highest timeline. So we're getting obsession. It's time to get out of our head and into our heart. Out of our heads and into our heart. Scorpio, when this card comes up, I always consider, how can we move the energy of what's going on up in our head? Are you feeling stuck in your head? Are you over analyzing? Are you making a mountain out of a molehill? And if so, how can you move that energy? I really love automatic writing for this. Exercise, going for a walk, going for a hike, lifting some weights, doing some yoga, moving the energy of what's going on in your mind. Writing can be super helpful, especially around that full moon. Depending on when you're watching this video, if you're watching this video at the very beginning of the month, the full moon's on the 3rd. You can write out whatever needs to be said and burn it in a fire to transmute energy. That can be a really powerful practice for a full moon ritual. It's showing up in how to align with your highest timeline, get out of your head and into your heart. That is the key right there. And then you're also getting spiritual gifts. So connecting in with your own spiritual gifts, we all have them. Every single one of us is intuitive. Every single one of us has psychic gifts. They're going to show up differently for all of us. Some of us are connected to all of our clairsenses. Some of us are connected to some of them. Most of us have claircognizance, that strong inner knowing. You might have clairvoyance, the ability to see in your meditations. You might have clairaudience, your ability to hear spirit through messages, through words. A lot of us have that gut feeling, sensations in our physical body. We might smell spirit. We might taste spirit or get a bad taste in our mouth. There's lots of ways that our spiritual gifts come through. And this is saying that in order to align with your highest timeline in the month ahead, it is important to connect in with your own spiritual gifts. Now, we're going to look at one final message, and then we'll move into the extended. So once again, if you'd like to join me on the extended reading, you can find that link down below. What is the final message for the Scorpio Collective for the month ahead, please? There you go. Hibernation. Yeah, like I said, there's definitely an opportunity here for some more healing in the month ahead. This card says it's time to go within. Your soul needs time alone for meditation and rest. Scorpio, that's what I've got for you. I do hope to see you over on the extended.